Let's talk about my favorite extras. Now, if you only got a 3D palette 4, you might want to consider getting some of these. If you have an 8 or 12 or more, by the way, our palettes do come in lots of different sizes. We have 18 and we have 27. That's the big daddy, right? So just be forewarned, this stuff can be addicting. It's just so fun. All right, the first extra, which is one of my favorite extras, is our Bella bronzer. We do have 4 shades of bronzer. This is my favorite. It looks good on every skin tone I've seen it on so far. The difference between a contour and a bronzer is a contour is an ashy tone that mimics the natural shadows of our face and just sculpts them. Sculpts our, our features. And the bronzer is a warm shade that mimics the sun having kissed us in just the right places where the sun would hit. So let me do it on this one side. I like to take the big end of the blush bronzer brush. If you don't have this brush, you can use the flat end of the detail or the denser, rounder end of the 3D, or even the blend brush. This is my ultimate favorite for bronzer, the blush bronzer brush. So a little product goes a long way. It's highly pigmented. So I just say pick a little up and place it. And then when you have the amount you want, swirl. And you can always build it up if you want more, but I feel like start with less and then work your way up to what you want or like. Because the first few times I did it, I was like, oh, whoa, that's too much bronzer. Anyhow, so the perimeter of my face where the sun would hit, you can even have it on your nose and chin a little, I even drag it on my neck just slightly, not super noticeable, because my neck is just so much wider than my face and my chest. And so it really helps tie it all in. But you see how it's nice and warm on this side? I haven't done this side yet. Well, let's even it out here. Tap it in, tap it on, like I said. My baby hair's like getting in the way of this brush. This is just such a nice, soft, fluffy brush. It just blends your cheek shades and your bronzer so nicely. Just really smooths it. Oh, I don't think I did my neck on this side. I really try not to get too much product when I'm putting in my neck. Usually just whatever's left on my brush is sufficient. All right, but I think that looks good. A lot of times I actually do this step before my cheek colors because I like to get a nice bronzed glow going and then build up my cheek color. Anywho, I love Bella bronzer. And as in the video before, you can keep this area nice and bright with whatever's left on your foundation brush. All right, in case you came up too high. What else? Sometimes I like to flip one of my brushes over and get in my bronzer and add it to my eye. Whether or not I'm doing an eyeshadow look, it's just a nice little transition color here. So I love how we have such multi-purpose products. It's so versatile. Literally can be like your full face in one palette, which I just think is so handy. I just love it, as you can tell. All right, if you are an oily gal or like a matte finish, here is where you would take your powder and you would press it on again, like we did in the beginning. You would just take it and you would press it in like your T-zone or wherever you get oily. I do right here. I don't always do this step, and I do mine in a way where I don't look too matte. I still like to have a natural finish, but I do get oily, so I just do a little bit. But you do your preference. I'm sure you know how you like the finish of your makeup to look. So after the powder, that's when I like to do Illuminator, which is one of my favorite steps. Now, this is what traditional makeup calls a highlight. Our highlights are foundation shades, but our illuminators are what traditional makeup calls a highlight, okay? So it's not gonna be super glittery, it's gonna be shimmery. We have lots of different shades to choose from, and they're all pretty universal. You just put that at the very high points of your face where the light is gonna catch, and it looks like a healthy lit from within glow. like a candlelit glow. So you just kind of pop that on, maybe your brow bone, like I said, your upper cheekbone. Try not to get like right under your eye where you have creasing, because it can, if you have a lot of creasing, illuminate that. Highlight it, draw attention to it. Inner corners of your eyes, same thing, that's personal preference. I like to bring it down the bridge of my nose a little and the tip, just a little. And then I personally like to do the Cupid's bow in the center of my bottom lip, just to kind of have a little extra pop, and I think that looks really pretty. Sometimes I'll take one of the brushes, have your pick. I don't want to start mixing stuff, but just lightly smooth it to make sure that it's not like sitting too much right on the skin. It kind of goes in more, melds in. We want to have, at least for me, I like to have a natural finish. But this is so versatile. The same palette can give you a full glam look if you want it. Our collections don't come with brow wax, but it's one of my favorite products. I just take a little spritz of a setting spray, usually not one of my really good ones. I like a cheaper one that I get, like Elf or something at this Target. And I take my spoolie and I just rub that in the brow wax, which is clear, and I will comb my brows down and then up into place wherever I like them. This is all personal preference. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. There's no one right way. Comb them down. I always like to comb them down to get them get it on the back side, and then comb them into place. It really does lock them in place all day. If you've ever tried brow soap, this works so much better. That stuff just did not have good hold, if you ask me, the brow soap, but I'm not trying to bash anything. Use what works for you, but I swear by this stuff. I mean, that's kind of wacky, wild, but I love it. Now, you can also fill in your brows. The Collection 12 comes with awesome options for filling in your brows. Or a lot of times your contour color can work really well for that. You would take like an angled brush, or if you have a multitasker type brush, like the small end like that, either of these will work. And you can take the contour or the shadow, and you will just mimic brow strokes, hair strokes. I usually like to start along the bottom and then flick up. And just like as I get older, I notice that my full brows, like they're like got some sparse spots, if you will. I think that it's got to be an age thing, because I've heard it from some others. All right. Well, I'm not going to go too crazy here. You can do it to your liking. Literally can't decide half the time if I like doing this with a contour or a shadow better, so you really can't go wrong. And just kind of fill in those sparse spots. Sometimes my phone doesn't, I can't see with the lighting in my phone, so I'm gonna look in my mirrors. Yes, mirrors. I have more than one. Yeah, and then you can just flip and like make sure it's all smoothed and combed in how you like it. All right. I don't want to have this go on too long. But yeah, I really like filling in my brows when I have the extra time. Should I try with the shadow on the other eye, or is that gonna look too different? Let's go for it. Just so you can see the difference. Sometimes I think I like the consistency of the shadow better with the brow wax, but just experiment and see what you like. Or some people use, what's it called? By Benefit, Gimme Brow. or like the Boy Brow and Brow Flick pen from Glossier. So I have those and I've used those and I like those. And I always do the wax first because I just love the wax so much. So here you go. I got the shadow on this side to fill in my brow here. Oops. Sometimes I can take a long time on my brows and I don't want to. I mean, I could do my full face probably faster than my brows if I get too particular. So anyhow, that's with the shadow. Let me just fix this one little spot. I will say most of the time I will pick up my Glossier or my Benefit and I'll just, after I use my brow wax, comb one of these into there and be done. But I like that you can have everything in one palette, so I wanted to show you that. And then let's just do a quick little eyeshadow. We have double-ended brushes for everything, and you can do your whole eyeshadow look with just this one brush. So I'm gonna take Pup, and I'm just gonna put that in the crease here. Our eyeshadows do not have a lot of fallout, and I love them. They are highly pigmented, and they're more cost effective than even MAC or Urban Decay. I really love our shadows. If you have hooded eyes like me, where when your eyes are closed, it kind of hides the crease and you can almost not see, you got to bring your colors up over your crease towards the brow to make sure that you can see them. So that's a little trick. I like to put a little bit under and keep it like a smudgy look. I also wanted to mention, when you run out of a tin, you don't have to replace your whole palette, right? This is really awesome in that you can just take your tweezers or whatever and pop the color out. You can also use the lid. It's designed to pop the tins out, and you just replace the one $14-ish tin and put it right back in. They're magnetic. Place just what you need. You just don't have to buy a bunch of stuff at once. So that makes it really cost effective. I love that. I'm gonna take this color Cafe. I'm just gonna put it in the outer corner to deepen it just a little bit. Oh no, this is Oak, my bad. And I'm just gonna put that in the outer V, and then I kind of swirl it up and in. And that's just bringing some depth. So I usually use like a transition shade, then deepen the outer V. There's so many ways to do eyeshadow, but this is just like a quick go-to way. I might flip to the pencil end of this brush and use the same color in the outer corner of my lower lash line. Okay. I have so many eyeshadow colors and I can always swatch anything for you. All right, let's see. I'm gonna take this color and just add it here. It's a shimmer. It's called Bend and Snap. It's kind of like a purpley shimmer, like not super purpley steel kind of. It's easy to take your eye look from day to night. I'm just doing whatever floats my boat right now, but I'll put like a shimmer shade that's a little darker, maybe in that outer corner, inside of the dark shade, if that makes sense. I got a little fallout from the shimmer, not much. We also have the brush cleaning tile, which is really, really awesome. You can wipe your brush right on it and just dip into another color, and it makes it super, super convenient right in your palette. Now I like to do like a lighter shimmer and put that on with my finger just to get the most packed pigment there. And just put that on the inner corner of my lid. Yeah, I like that one. It's called Crush. Oftentimes I'll take my Illuminator or a lighter shimmer, this one's Sabrina, and just put it in my inner corner for a little extra pop and right under the brow bone. I gotta make sure that that's blended. All right, that was just a quick little tutorial of an eyeshadow look for fun. You can use our cream eyeliner if you want to make a little wing. I kind of like it as is. All right, and finally, before I pop on my mascara, which is the one thing we don't carry, that doesn't fit in the palette, right? Before I pop that on, I'll do my final spray down with my setting spray because I don't want it to get on my mascara and make it get all messy. So what you can do now is either just dry it like this or take your damp perfector sponge and help press it in, make sure it gets everywhere. All right, like I said, this will pick up excess product so it doesn't crease in your fine lines if you have them, you know? Well, we all do. I mean, our face moves and stuff, and if you have too much product, this will just pick it up and help with that. And also press the setting spray in everywhere so you really have that nice second skin finish. All right, I think I'm good. If anything got moved around from that pressing that you wanted coverage on, you can always go in now with your finger or a small brush and do any touch-ups as your setting spray is drying. So you can just double check that nothing got picked up that you wanted coverage on. Make sense? But honestly, that's it. I'll slap on some mascara and take an after pic and post the before and after at the end of this video. I hope all of this was helpful. Let me know if you need any further guidance. I'm always happy to help. Thanks for watching. Bye.